Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So this is part 2 for consumer mathematics, saving and investment, credit and debt. So before this, in my previous video, part 1, we have learned type of saving and type of investment. Type of saving, we have 3, which is a saving account, fixed deposit account and current account. And for type of investment, also we have 3, which is shares, unit trust, and real estate. So for this part, our learning standard for this video, we want to perform calculations involving simple interest and compound interest for saving, and hence explain the impact of changes in period, rate of interest, or return and compounding frequency on the future value of saving. Okay, we look at the first one. What do you understand about the benefit of saving? Okay, so interest for saving are reward paid by financial institution such as bank to depositor. The interest can be divided into 2 types, namely simple interest and compound interest. Okay, so simple interest is a reward given by the depositor, given to the depositor at a certain rate on the deposit amount, which is principal, for a certain period of time, in years. Simple interest can be calculated using the following formula. I equals to PRT. I is the interest, P is the principal, R is the rate, and T is the time in years. Okay, so this is the formula for simple interest. So have a look at this example 1. Encik Zainal deposited 4,000 at Bank Bunga Raya with interest rate of 2% per annum. How much is the interest earned by Encik Zainal after 2 years? So, to calculate the interest, we use the formula I equals to PRT. So, we want to calculate the interest. So, the principal is 4,000. So, this is P. And this is R, 2%. And this is time, 2 years. Then, substitute all the value of P, R, and years or time. So 2% means 2 over 100. So the answer will be 160. I mean, this is the interest earned by Encik Zainal after 2 years. So this is the benefit if you saving money in the bank. If you save this money 4,000 at your home, okay, for 2 years, the money will remain 4,000. But if you save this money to the bank, you will get the interest. After 2 years, you'll get 160 ringgit. That means now you have 4,160 ringgit. Okay. Next, have a look at this example 2. Encik Badrul deposit 5,000 in the bank with interest rate of 3% per annum for a period of 2 years. Calculate the total interest that Encik Badrul will receive for the 2 years period. So we use the same formula. The P is 5,000, the R is 3%, and the T is 2 years. So use the formula, and this is the interest. After 2 years, Encik Badrul will receive 3,000 as an interest. So now, Encik Badrul have 5,300 after years. Example 3. Ms. Wong deposit 10,000 in Bank Murni with interest rate of 4% per annum. Calculate the amount of interest Ms. Wong will have after 6 months. 6 months. So, we use the same formula, I equals to PRT. P is 10,000, the principal. The rate is 4%, so 4 over 100. 6 months. 6 months, so 6 divided by 12. Why divided by 12? Because the year is half. Half, so 6 over 12 is actually 1 over 2. In half year lah. We change 6 months to years. So after 6 months, this one will receive 200 as an interest. Example 4. Encik Nazrin deposit 8,000 in Bank Desa with an interest rate of 3% per annum. Calculate the total saving of Encik Nazrin after he has saved for 2 years and 3 years. So we use the same formula. I equals to PRT. The principal is 8,000 and the interest rate is 3%. So for 2 years, the total saving of Encik Nazrin will be the saving and the interest. So the total is 8,480 for 2 years. For 3 years, the interest will be 720. Okay, so this is the total saving for Encik Nazrin, 1,720. Based on the example above, it is found that the longer of saving period at the bank, the higher the amount of interest earned. Therefore, the final amount of saving also increases. Okay, so the longer of the saving period, the higher amount of interest earned. Next. So this is the impact of simple interest as a result of changing the saving period. The changes in saving period in bank give different returns. Okay, what is the impact if the given interest rate differ for the same principal? Okay, have a look at this conversation. What is the impact of the total annual return if interest rates are different for the same principal? The total annual return received will surely be different. So what is the difference? Have a look at example 5. Mrs. Van Mati deposit a sum of 5,000 in a bank. What is the amount of Ms. Van Mati savings after 1 year if the interest rate given is 5% per annum or 6% per annum? Sorry, per annum. What is the difference between the amount of interest earned by Ms. Van Mati and the above situation? So from the conservation just now, total annual return received will surely be different. For 5% of interest rate, total interest will be 250 ringgit. If the interest rate is 6%, then the total interest will be 300. Of course, the total saving also different depending on the total interest. So the difference between the total interest received is 50 ringgit. Based on the example 5, for the same principle, when the interest rate increase, the total saving at the end of the year also increase. Now, compound interest. Compound interest is the interest that is calculated based on the original principal and also the accumulated interest from the previous period of saving. Compound interest is different from simple interest in terms of the amount of saving to be used for interest calculation. For compound interest, the frequency of compounding on the principal can be different. For example, compounded once a year or once in 3 months and so on. So in general, the formula for calculating compound interest is MV equals to P bracket 1 plus R over N close bracket to the power of NP. MV is matched value, P is principal, R is yearly interest rate, and number of period the interest is compounded year, and P is term in years. So have a look at this example 6. At the beginning of a year, Mrs. Liu Fong saved 15,000 in saving account with a rate of 4% per annum and compounded every 6 months. What is Mrs. Liu Fong's total saving at the end of the year? So when we look at the question, there is a compounded every 6 months. So when we see this word, so we know that we have to use the formula of compound interest. So the formula of compound interest is MV equals to P bracket 1 plus R over N close bracket and P. The P is 15,000 bracket 1 plus 0.04 over 2. 0.04 is the rate. And here is 2 because compounded every 6 months. So mean 6 months, 1, another 6 months is 1. The total is 2. So we put 2 here. Okay. Close bracket to the power of 2. 2 is N and 3 is years. So how to calculate this? I will show you using calculator. Okay, this is calculator. First, you calculate in a bracket first. 1 plus 0.04 divided by 2. Close bracket equals to 1.02. Next, 1.02 to the power of 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 6 equals to this number. Then this number times with 15,000 times 15,000. So the answer will be RM 16,892.44. Okay, round off to the nearest, we round off to 2 decimal places. Okay, that is how to use calculator. Next, example 7. A bank offers 5% interest rate per annum for saving in fixed deposit account. If Puan Wahida saved 10,000 at the beginning of the year, how much money is in her fixed deposit account at the period of the year if interest is compounded once every 3 months and once a month? So for the first one, the principal is 10,000, the rate is 5%, T is 1 year. So the number of N here for A, once every 3 months. So to calculate the number of N, 12 divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So the number of N is 4. So calculate this using calculator, you will get 10,509.45 ringgit. For B, once a month. So you have to divide 12 divided by 1. 12 divided by 1 is 12. So the answer will be 10,511 ringgit 62 cents. So example 8, Mr. Charles deposits 6,000 in a fixed deposit account at Bank Berjaya for 2 years with interest rate 6% annum. What is the difference between the amount of interest Mr. Charles earned if he has given compound interest compounded once every 4 months compared to simple interest? So simple interest, I equals to PRT. This is Mr. Charles' principal, 6 times 6% times 2 years equals to 720. With compound interest, we use this formula. The N is 3 because compounded 1 every 4 months. So 12 divided by 4 equals to 3. So this is the total saving. So total saving, the principal plus the interest. So if we want to get the interest only, so we just minus the total saving with the principal. So this is the amount of interest. So as you can see, for simple interest, the interest is lower than compound interest. Okay, Islamic banking. Malaysia practices dual banking system. There are conventional banking system and Islamic banking system. So Islamic banking system is for Muslim. A conventional banking system for non-Muslim. But non-Muslim can use Islamic banking system. Islamic banking system is based on Islamic law, which is Sharia. Risk is managed according to the agreement. Based on the principle of justice, halal and profit sharing, and without usury. Does not specify rate of return on early stage of saving. The real rate of return is known upon maturity. So, example 9. Encik Osman saved 20,000 in a saving account in an Islamic bank, according to the principle of wadiah for 1 year. By the end of the year, she received a sum of 20,500 as a return from the saving. An additional 500 is a hibah, or gift from the bank. Calculate the percentage of hibah obtained by Encik Osman. So percentage of hibah, the hibah or the gift from the bank divided by the saving times 100% equals to 2.5%. So 2.5 is only a reference for saving and is not fixed. So this is your homework, Mind Test 3.1b. Only 3 questions. So thank you and see you in the next video. Bye.